Hey everybody, how's it going? Have a little cough going on. I think everybody's been getting a little going through this phases of sickness as it's attacking a lot of people right now. We got over it. We're good. We were struggling for a while, but I say the Lord's been taking care of us. Just kind of wanted to go over little information that I received regarding a couple of dreams. Well, I'm just gonna start off with my dream. My dream was regarding the talents. It's kind of weird. It was a short dream, but the words given to me in this dream were, "These are talents." And I think the Lord was trying to tell me something, and hopefully, if this can help anybody else, that's kind of the reason why I'm sharing it and why I have to share it. I can't hold back anymore regarding this dream. Well, okay, so here's the dream. It's kind of like a safari setting, but it's a board game. All right, this board game is huge. Imagine going to like a mall, shopping center, one of these big malls, and you just park in the middle of the parking lot, and that whole parking lot area is the game. And in this game, there's cages being dropped all around you. And I was in the middle, and there was cages, and there's big, like huge cages. I say like maybe like a car size cage, and inside this cage was an animal. And I remember there was like a rabbit in one, a sheep in another one, and there was big cages everywhere. And it was kind of like a world setting, like it was almost as if it was a safari type deal. And the object of the game was to either one, release the animals or feed the animals, because there were animals like the rabbit was, I don't know if it needed to be released or fed. And then I woke up, but the words they given to me were these are talents. So I felt like I needed to share this because I think God's been, kind of like telling me through different people things that probably I need to release because I haven't done it. And I just feel like, if I don't, I feel like the talent, if I just bury it inside of me, I'm going to be kind of like that wicked, that evil servant that buried his talent. The example of when the master gave talents away to his servants. One was given 1, the other 3, and the other one 5. And when he came back, they were supposed to like, okay, let's let's see what you guys did. Well, I think God gives us talents. Maybe not everybody, but he gives, if he uses you in some way, if he's giving you discernment, if he's giving you dreams and you don't share it, I think he's gonna come up to you and he's gonna ask you like, hey, what's going on with what I gave you? And I felt like these dreams are talents. So that was one of the reasons why I feel like it's important to kind of share and step out of our little comfort zone regarding, what we know. And me personally, I feel like I know a lot. I can give a lot when it comes to like what God has shown me. But I feel sometimes like I'm not really qualified to teach because it's not really, it doesn't speak to me like, hey, you got to say this, you got to say that. No, he just kind of, it's always been like a real subtle voice, just kind of like telling me which way to go. One of my reasons I moved and I came out to Texas was because I knew just kind of like I wasn't supposed to be where I was at. Just kind of had to get away, and I didn't know where I was going. But I was just I feel like I was just led, and I can't really explain it. If you hear one of these days, I'll share my story. But anyways, so when you walk with Christ and you're having to depend on your own relationship with Jesus, to be secure and confident in whatever he's saying, you have to actually have a solid foundation, which comes from knowing the scriptures, knowing the Bible, knowing what he is and who he is, what he expects, and all those details to the point where you're able to express it fluidly. All right. And I have it in me, but I don't really express it to people like on social media. I kind of talk to my family members, and most all of them kind of know where I stand in regards to the Lord, and a lot of people don't. And the ones that if they don't understand, I don't push it. I don't really care. If like it's all good. People have their own mind and they can do whatever they want. They can make their own choices. But as for me, I kind of want to just share what I know, and I think it's important for people to be fed. So in this dream where I'm like, man, if I'm supposed to feed these animals, that means I got to step up my game. Like, what do I got to do to release these animals or feed them or get them or take care of them? And religion really has, that's, I guess, what their job's supposed to be. But obviously religion is, a lot of them, you kind of really don't know, well, you know where they're going, because what they're approving of and their form of worship, like I said, I was part of a religion that basically, right now to this day, they approve of the jab. They encourage it. They say it's an act of love, loving your brothers by getting that jab. And to me, I don't believe that. I know if it's if they're teaching that, to me it's a false prophet, and that's why I've kind of lost a lot of family because of that belief, and realizing that to hear God's voice, to have a personal good relationship with Jesus, you have to actually take it to the next level. And it kind of reminds me of a post that was given today. It was a question that said, if would you let your kid read Harry Potter books or watch the Harry Potter movie? So if there's witchcraft in any movie, pretty much the answer is no to the real Christian. I mean the real solid Christian, because what God did to people who practiced spiritism back in the day. There was no in between. Oh, it's fiction. Oh, it's just fake. It's not real. Don't worry about it. Well, back in the day, either you did it or you didn't. If you came close to anything that had to do with witchcraft, you were pretty much killed. All right. So God had his laws set in place for people that were into witchcraft. Now it's so easy to see it. I mean, it's we're surrounded by witchcraft. We don't even realize it. Anyways, that's just the example of how, if you have a talent and you're not using it, you can fall into any of this lukewarm teachings, and you can just be so easily tricked and easily deceived, like most people are. So that's kind of like my dream that I had, this, that I have to share, that basically, I guess a lesson all of us can take is, if God's giving you something, try to use it. Don't be like that servant that just buried the talent, and he was afraid. He said, I know you're strict, and you do this even though you reap where you don't sow, or something like that. He was just being unrealistic with the master's requirements. So he was called the evil slave. Evil slave. I do not want to be an evil slave. I'm more of the 10 talent guys. Give me 10, I'm going to multiply your 10. Give me 5, I'll multiply it. But I'm more geared towards, what I want to perform. I want to do. I want to multiply. I want to bless. And but me having these dreams or whatever, it seems like it's not, like I really am not qualified to teach, or I'm not qualified, or basically who am I to be telling other people what to do or how to live? That's kind of like how I feel. Like, unless God tells me personally, hey Harvey, you got to just do this and do that, I'm like, bam, I'll do it because he told me to. But he doesn't force anybody to do anything, literally. He would love us to just do it on our own, but what does it take for us to do things on our own? That's the question. A lot of us do things for convenience when it comes to him. Like, we'll start praying when we're sick. We'll start praying when we need something, when we're in a pinch, when something bad happens, someone dies, then we start looking for him. But other than that, it's like, our relationship is so superficial, but to get to the next level of the real Christian, the real Christ-like person, man, we got to stop sinning. We got to take it to another level of just being godly, When I say godly, it's just basically just not sin. But most of the people now, they just love to sin. I mean, sinning is just so normal. You can fornicate so easily nowadays. You can lust so easily nowadays. It's just, everything is just designed for us to sin, man. And to get out of that rut, to actually have a real relationship with the Lord, we got to just totally take it to another level. And it's not impossible, but it may feel like it's overwhelming because where we're at, but how do we change our mindset? How do we change into the godly person, to where we actually enjoy it and like it and love him? You can't do it if you don't care. That's just the bottom line. You got to care. It's like having a relationship with somebody. There's no way you're going to have a relationship with your spouse if you don't care. You have to care. That's the bottom line. You have to care. That's what Jesus wants. He just wants you to care. Just repent. Say you're sorry. Stop doing what you're doing, and just draw closer to him. That's it. And the blessings, I know, are going to be overwhelmingly, super. Which reminds me of a cool dream that my niece had. I might as well just share this now, because I was like, wow, her dream, talking about blessings. Well, my niece, they came over a while ago, and we had an awesome time. The night before they came, my niece, she's like 8 years old. She had a dream, in Denver, okay, at my nephew's house. And Jesus came to her in a dream, and she didn't tell us. The next day when they arrived at our house, we're all sitting around the table and we're talking about, hey, how's everything going? Because that niece of mine, she's actually considered like God's child, because she's always talking about God. Well, and taking consideration, her family's not really like, they don't go to church. They don't, pray at the table. They don't do that kind of stuff. It's just not, they used to, but it's not like that anymore. Anyways, so we're asking her what was her dream about. And she said, Jesus came to me last night and he told me that he loves me and he loves us. He loves our family. And we're all like, well, who's your family? And she's like, whoever's in my life, whoever I think about. And I asked her if other couple of brothers and sisters that, were in it. She's like, no, they're not in it, because they're not part of our family. Whoever I talk to, whoever I love and I get along with, that's my family. He goes, Jesus says he loves us and he loves our family. And I was like, wow, I was all excited. And while she was saying this, she started having like a lot of tears. Like, she was getting really emotional because she was just like, I guess, overwhelmed. They weren't tears of sorrow. They were tears of just like emotion. So she was crying, and then she was kind of really embarrassed. So she took off running, and I was like, I chased her down. I'm like, hey, what else did Jesus say? And he's like, I can't say. And I was kind of like wanting to push it. I'm like, well, I was in it, right? And she's like, yeah. And I just kept mentioning people. She's like, yeah. She just kept nodding. And then I asked, so it's a secret. So why can't you tell me? What did, I was just pushing it. And she goes, it's a surprise. I can't tell you because it's a surprise. And man, when she said that, oh man, my heart was just like, wow. I was blown away. We were all excited. We were all just feeling that that love that was kind of there. But it's just kind of we didn't expect that. You know, we just kind of, all of us want to hear from the Lord. All of us want to have some kind of relationship, and we're like seeking it. If you're really seeking it, I think He's gonna find you. He will show up to you. You know, and that was just a little blessing that all of us were able to enjoy from. But again, like, I've been asking for it. I've been wanting to hear from Him. You know, and a lot of people, it's just not really, like, it's kind of like impossible. So it's very encouraging to know that, you know, God hears. He is closer than we think. So we gotta I don't want to get preachy, but we gotta repent. We gotta stop sinning. We gotta stop doing what we're doing, and we all know what we're doing because we're all human. But I don't want to take this to like I do not ever want to be like one of those pastors or those. I just don't want to sound like I'm just fake. You know, I really just want to sound real. I really want people to, you know what, try to get to know Jesus. Try to get to understand how He thinks. Once you understand Him and you understand, bro, He doesn't like witchcraft. You know what He did to people with witchcraft? Freaking annihilated them. There is no tolerance. There's like no room for it. Don't play with fire, man. He is love, but you know what? He's got standards, man. He is God. He can do whatever He wants to do. So we have to, you know, the fear of God is the beginning of knowledge. You know, you fear Him, man. You're gonna wanna get His approval. So I don't know. I hope this helps somebody. I hope this encourages somebody. I feel like I'm gonna cough. Yeah, because I know there's people out there that have talents and they have gifts. Probably might not think it, but it's like in my case, I really don't feel like, you know, maybe the world should hear it, but why did He give me the dream? Why has He been, you know, why has He been showing Himself to my niece? He's shown Himself to my wife. She's not even a believer. Anyways, I'll share those next because we're running on almost 18 minutes now. Anyway, so that's kind of like all I'll say for now. But thank you for listening. I appreciate it. And any questions, drop a comment.